Special Forces Team X, a game developed by Zombie Studios, best known for the Blacklight games. It takes the interface of Blacklight Retribution, the visual style of games such as 13, the core gameplay mechanics of Gears of War, and throws in attack dogs and chainsaw wielding maniacs for good measure. It's pretty safe to say that this game is pretty fantastic on some level. Like any PC game, one of the first things I like to have a look at is the options menu. Thankfully, this game has a very fair list of options indeed. Pretty much everything you could want to adjust is here. I say pretty much because there's one missing option I'd like to see, which would be an FOV slider. From what I read, this can in fact be adjusted in the config files, but in the options menu it's missing, which may be off-putting to some people. But I have a pretty low tolerance for FOV myself, and the default is just fine with me, but it does vary from person to person. Customization wise, there is a lot to unlock, so many different weapons, attachments, abilities, and gear. There is also a very decent character creator here too. I wish a lot of the stuff was unlocked a little bit earlier, but leveling seems to be quite fast, so getting all these should take no time at all. Plus, all the camos unlocked from the start, which is great because I don't understand why so many games have you unlock camo. Seems kind of pointless for just a color change. One thing I should address, which I'd probably say is the biggest problem at the moment with this game, is the size of the community. It's incredibly small for a newly launched game. During Steam's peak hours, I was able to find roughly 6 servers with enough people to have action-packed games with. However, during the night, I was lucky to find 1 or 2. Hopefully as time passes, more people have a chance to pick this up and give it a shot, but right now, it's pretty dead. One extremely innovative thing this game has is its maps. Before each game, there is a voting process to create the map the next game will be played on. There are 6 different areas lobbies are able to choose from to form a 3-part map. This sort of flexibility gives it a lot of different layouts, and it's practically impossible to see each combination without playing hundreds of games. The downside to this is that after a few games you do in fact see all 6 areas there are to offer, so even though they may be in different locations, it doesn't do a whole lot to keep the game fresh past the first few hours. Graphically, this game's pretty awesome. It has a great cel-shaded look that isn't seen in too many shooters. Really off the top of my head, I can only think of maybe 13 and Team Fortress 2 that have this kind of style. And this kind of style does give the game a ton of character. Sound is also pretty great, so there's no real complaints here and not too much to talk about. The netcode from my experience is fantastic. I haven't noticed any real lag as of yet. All my shots connect, and I have nothing but great experiences in-game. Game type variety is there. It's not a huge amount, but there's enough to keep people happy for a while. There's your standard team deathmatch, capture points as seen in the footage here, which is your traditional capture and hold 3 points on the map kind of deal like Domination and Call of Duty. There's your capture the flag. There's my personal favorite, which is Hot Zone, which is comparable to Crazy King in Halo or Hardpoint in Black Ops 2, which is just a hill on a map and it moves like every few minutes and the team has to capture and hold on to it to get points. Then there's also this other mode called VT, which I haven't been able to get a game in yet, so I'm unsure of how it's played, but the 4 out of the 5 I have played have been pretty fantastic, so can't really complain. Gameplay wise, this game's just Gears of War and Blacklight Retribution mixed together. The shooting's very much like Blacklight, the movement and the cover, very Gears of War. So if you enjoy those 2 games, then you'd probably love this one. Now the big question that so many people have, should you buy this? Personally, I'm going to go with yes. If a cover-based third-person shooter is what you're after on PC, you can't go wrong here. And the more people that buy and support this game, the better. There's so much potential to be had here, and the developers have pulled off the gameplay superbly. So, as I said in the opening statement to this video, any game with attack dogs and maniacs with chainsaws at the ready is pretty fantastic and is very much deserving of your $15. Thanks for watching.